हाय दिस इज समीना शेख हियर ऑन Zoom और मेरे साथ में आज है विक्रम, मालविका और रंजित. Join me as I welcome them on Zoom channel. First of all, vanakkam and eppadi irking.
Well done.
That is something learned over here. Thank you so much, Vikram sir. Thanks to you. But tell me something about this movie and the look. The getup is very different. I must say that. ये देखकर काफी ऐसा लगा that आदिवासी के जमाने में and how things have been difficult. ऐसे it takes you back to history. So how was it working on this one?
Amazing. It's not just a role or just a film. I think he's trying to deliver a serious message in the film, which is not preachy. And at the same time, I think he's just opened a window for you to look into another world. And he has this habit of making films that are very immersive. When he did a film on boxing, boxing is not something very, very popular in Chennai. All of us watched the film because suddenly, hey, this is a different world. It's like that. He's just taken us back a couple of 100 years ago. Even just, I think there's one portion of me which is about 2,000 years before. And it was nice being a part of it and nice discovering we could be in that time of the thing, of kind. And whatever we did in the film, I think it's very raw, very real. So we couldn't faff or just do anything which was like, make believe. We had to be those people, and I think it was a very exhilarating experience, and I'd like to thank Ranjit for that.
मालविका
मतलब ये एकदम ही अलग दुनिया है. हाँ. और ऐसी दुनिया मतलब हमने कोई फिल्म में वाली एक मिक्स देखी नहीं होगी, एकदम अलग अलग जॉनर्स को एकदम इंटरेस्टिंग तरीके में मिक्स किया है. और जैसे वो कह रहे थे, इवन जनरली इवन द मेजॉरिटी ऑफ द फिल्म इज हैपनिंग इन 19th century, काफी पोर्शंस है जो एकदम पास्ट के डिफरेंट centuries में जा रहे हैं. तो फॉर एन ऑडियंस इट्स लाइक यू आर गोइंग इनटू वर्ल्ड्स यू हैव सीन बिफोर. तो वो वाली एस्पेक्ट एकदम ही अलग है. इनफैक्ट फिल्म क्योंकि साउथ इंडिया में रिलीज हो गई है, मेरे काफ़ी फैमिली मेम्बर्स, मेरे जो छोटे छोटे कजन्स हैं, वो तो एकदम ही चौक फिल्म देखे थे. बोले अरे ये तो हमने आज तक सिर्फ पढ़ा हुआ है बुक्स में, कभी देखा नहीं है. क्योंकि वो वैसी वाली एक दुनिया है जो उन्होंने दिखाई है, बनाई है. सो दैट इज इंटरेस्टिंग टू बिगिन विद इटसेल्फ.
What do you have to say, Ranjit sir?
History, it is not only about what we read history, mainly history about big things and like colonial systems and like, but it's not history wrote about. They didn't wrote about the common people, the working class people, and like and folklore stories also. Folklore stories, it is very important, very close to that working class people. So working class people they believed in the folklore stories, but the historians they not believed in that folklore stories. And also the Ramayana, Mahabharata, they wrote like it is kind of in a different volumes, but in the folklore stories they underestimate because of the working class people believed, and they lived that stories. So I just want to go back in a folklore story through in historically what they didn't tell they not wrote they didn't write like that. So I wanted to find to which is the good which is the real history, and how people very close to the folklore stories, and how people mythologically connected, and colonial system in colonial system how working class people suffered by the caste and class. So the historian not didn't capture this kind of things. So I just want to get back in that world, and I wanted to understand that the world. I wanted to connect with the audience with that real history. So that is my take.
Also I have to say this, एक कहावत होती है कि अंग्रेज गए ये छोड़कर चले गए. तो I think अंग्रेज गए तंगलान को छोड़कर.
Yeah, he left them.
Yeah, he literally he didn't leave them. He just told them chalo niklo yahan se.
He made them leave. More like.
Yeah, definitely.
But also going by your character, you have put in a lot of efforts to get into the character, the look, especially being worked upon, and that is itself a lot. Going on that side of the life, the mind also works very differently. You need to be in that character. You need to be focusing on that what is happening around your environment. How challenging was it for you?
It's very challenging for me. I mean, forget about the look and what I did. The very fact that there's a mainstream who's wearing something like this or nothing at all is, I think, that's unheard of. I mean, we've been thinking like that's the first thing he asked me, will you be okay to do it? I said, okay. And I didn't think too much about it. But recently I was talking to a lot of people and they said, you realize what you've done? I don't think anybody, forget about mainstream heroes, any hero would think like 100 times before, he will never do this.
Yeah.
So doing that was, I think, the biggest step, and like for like Armstrong's step for mankind, it was for me, like for a hero, I think it's one of the biggest steps which I've taken very lightly. And now in hindsight, when I think about it, wow, I actually did that. And I mean, I would do it again, but I thought, wow, it starts from there. That kind of describes his whole struggle with everything else, you know. And so all the other things like the makeup, which took 5 hours every day, taking off was about an hour and a half. Then after that, coming to the location, and we'll all be shivering. We'll have this cloak and come, and they'll all be in monkey caps and jackets. They'll be ready, and there'll be a fire in front of them. And early in the morning, it freezes in KGF, and it becomes very hot in the day. And then when we come there, they'll say, sorry sir, and then they say get hot water, and they'll mix hot water with the mud, and they'll apply it. And as they're applying it, it's already cold. We'll be freezing. And then, you know, it starts there, the discomfort. And then after that, that kind of kicks, and you know, it'll start getting all scraggy. It'll be itching, and it's very, very uncomfortable zone to be in. And then there we go, and we're not wearing slippers, and we have to break stones. And it was hard work. It wasn't like we couldn't act. We had to literally do it. We were actually mining, and we've not discussed that actually. You won't believe all these mines have been just covered. It's not done properly. Anything can collapse anytime. No? It's that kind of a thing. Because think of all the wooden structures would have, you know, rotted by then, and so everything was like precarious. Then snakes and scorpions. Yeah, anything.
मुझे पता
There
नहीं.
are mines. There were mines all around, and they were just covered up. So you don't know what could cave in, and anything could happen.
We can't,
And we had to. The location was very far from there. We had to walk. So even if there's an emergency, it will take at least half an hour to get to your or whatever. It's like that. It's that kind of a thing.
Basically, it's very surprising that we're all here and alive.
You're still there, you know. So that was the whole thing.
कुछ भी हो सकता था.
And in the midst of that, you're not doing a fav. There is fantasy, but he wanted to make it raw, like so it had to be real. So which means we can't fav. We had to really do it. We couldn't act like them. We had to be them, you know.
So now we know the off-camera conversation about you, which is why you're so fit.
Yeah,
because you're walking out on
all that. No,
Yeah.
the whole time. I mean, I was also working on for that. But the thing is, it was very difficult, not just for me, for all of them. The women included. Like we used to have people just falling, fainting. It used to be so hot, and we had to go with continuous shots, and it was rigorous, the shoot. We all understood that, and hats off to the whole team for, like, you know, it's not just even the cast, even the crew, like what they did. Everybody was on their toes. There's no time, like he had everything was one shot. So it's like if he's taking our shots, like you can't go and make a phone call or sit around. You had to be in the shot. All of them will be in the shot. The camera moves. So everybody is in that continuity, and it comes to you, and then you say your dialogue, then it goes to you, and then it's cut. So from the very first shot, it's a take, not a rehearse. So when we go there, we give up our phones, and that's live sound. So no phones will be beeping. Nobody should talk. Like, you know, everybody was in that constant. So you were constantly engaged. So you shoot, then you go chill, and you know you can talk about. So we were also connected that way. Like you couldn't come back to, you know, unless after you get into your car, you remember, okay, there's a phone, there's a home, there's a car, there's a bed, you know, you don't think of it. There are no chairs. We just sit on the ground. It was like a boot camp, but it was lovely, I think.
Malavika, talking about you, like we have heard, we have read, you have said, basically for 10 hours you were in the scorching heat and you were chasing the buffalo. You were shooting, you know, along. You're not chasing, but of course, like you're shooting with
there was a
with the buffalo. So basically, tell us something about it. You know, what exactly happened on this set while shooting the scene?
I think the larger thing of what I was saying was कि बहुत मेहनत की है फिल्म के लिए, जैसे वो कह रहे थे. और कोई भी हम जब फिल्म सुनते हैं, the first thing that comes to our mind is, oh, everything is glamorous, right? Even the things that look glamorous, first of all, behind the scenes, not glamorous. And secondly, ये तो doesn't even look glamorous on screen. But the amount we had to like undergo on a daily basis, and not in a bad way. Like it was never a complaint. I don't think any of us ever complained. It was a very interesting experience. लेकिन हर दिन इतना challenging था, इतनी मेहनत की, कोई भी aspect आसान नहीं था. Like मेरे character के लिए हर सुबह मेरा जो getup है, hair, makeup, tattoo, रोज tattoo बनना पड़ता था body पे, body paint करना पड़ता था, wig डालना पड़ता था. तो 4 घंटे लगते थे मुझे सुबह तैयार होने के लिए. तो 3 बजे उठती थी, 4 बजे हम शुरू करते थे हेयर मेकअप, तो 8 साढ़े 8 तक तैयार होके फिर सेट जाके एंड जैसे कि आपको पोस्टर से थोड़ा अंदाजा आएगा, लेकिन जब आप फिल्म देखोगे आपको पता चलेगा कुछ पेड़ वेड़ ज़्यादा नहीं बड़े वाले, तो हम पूरा दिन धूप में स्टंट्स कर रहे थे. इट वाज डस्टी, ग्राइमी, यू नो, तो फिजिकली एकदम एक्सट्रीम रिलैक्सिंग था. और आप जो बफलो के बारे में बात करें, वो एक पर्टिकुलर सीक्वेंस ये था जहाँ पे मेरा जो कैरेक्टर है आरती, शी इज़ अ ट्राइबल गॉडेस. तो वो एक के लिए रंजित सर को ट्राई करना था कि वो एक बफेलो पे बैठी हुई है एंड द बफेलो इज चार्जिंग एट पीपल. तो उसके लिए हमने थोड़े शॉट्स लिए. तो उसके लिए मुझे बफेलो पे बैठना पड़ा था, जो कि मैंने कभी सोचा नहीं था अपने करियर में कि मुझे करना पड़ेगा. No, I didn't say that. That's very extreme. That's why I'm cutting that out.
But I have to ask this question to all, like, what is this? There is some kind of South connection with, mines. And we have in films like, KGF and other films also. Mines ke saath mein kuch to connection, I really want to know that what exactly are you trying to, search for it? Gold, is it all about the gold?
Actually,
It is
Yes,
the
but basically mines ऐसी films किए हैं, I'm
आप
trying to,
KGF के बारे में बात कर रहे हैं, और हम भी KGF के, like KGF the movie, the Rocky Bhai film, or and our film Thangalaan is also happening. The story, both the stories revolve around the same geographical area, the same gold mine. तो कोलार गोल्ड फील्ड्स, जिसको KGF कहते हैं शॉर्ट फॉर्म, वो एक जगह है, एक असली जगह है. और हमारी जो स्टोरी है, इट्स बेस्ड ऑन ट्रू इवेंट्स एंड द हिस्ट्री ऑफ द लोकल पीपल, द कम्युनिटी फ्रॉम दैट एरिया. और KGF तो आपको मालूम ही है, वो एक अलग जॉनर वाली
a lot of Tamils were in there that time.
Exactly.
लेकिन it's also been a very important historical place over the centuries. Even back in the day, the Chola kings and all of that, if you go back like centuries ago, it's been a very important mine in the history of like the southern belt of our country. And the moment it's a thing like gold or diamond or something, automatically it gets political, there's a lot of wars that happen over
They
the
say
place.
that some 10 tons or something of gold has been taken to London from there,
Okay.
which has never come back. I mean, we would be a much richer.
Yeah,
It's from
they, they mine a lot
That's
of
very,
gold.
So it's a volatile place. The moment there's like money, any kind of richness, automatically everyone wants it, right? So there are so many stories surrounding it. So KGF एक अलग कहानी थी, और हमारी है वो एक अलग, it's a completely different story, but around the same area.
But I have to also ask that there is a lot of thing which is happening between Bollywood and South, which is the cross-promotion activities, especially movies coming over here, movies releasing over there, like street released in South, and it's crossed like 50 crores, and films coming over here, already it's crossed 100 crores. Are you liking this connection taking place, because it's opening a lot of doors?
One country, they better like our movies, better like your movies. I mean, I think we all, it's just a matter of time before we all speak the same thing. And because of OTT, I think we're able to appreciate the languages, and now most people watch without, they watch it with subtitles, with the original tongue, which is fantastic. But this is amazing. I mean, and you have bigger films being made, you have actors working in different languages, you have people from the South working, South directors are directing Hindi films. It's amazing. I mean, it's a good place and a good time to be here.
So, who has been your favorite Bollywood actor, if you had to choose?
When I want to know this.
Yeah, it's something never come out. I've never come out, so I've never asked you.
Okay.
It's a tough one now.
Yeah, I have to. Now I can only think of friends. I can think of Salman, Abhishek.
Actually, you have worked with Abhishek, so the
Abhishek
chemistry has been quite different, and like with Aishwarya for that matter. So
yeah, like
and probably that character stays with me. The way he worked in Ravan, I feel like still I could recollect. I'm like, "Arey yaar, why is he a good one or a bad one?"
yeah, that's.
But tell me, like, who's been your favorite?
My favorite, I think you'll have lots of amazing actors here, and
No, so you have to not be diplomatic over
no,
here now.
I'm trying to figure out what I want to say.
I can tell you my favorite if you're interested.
Of course. After him. But I would like to know him. I've put him in the spot right now. I
No,
put
this
him
is
in
a
the
tough
spot
one.
right now.
Yeah, you did. It's very rare to catch me like this. So what did you have for lunch?
I have something over here only. So.
My favorite would be, I think, that guy in Ravan, opposite Abhishek. actually. My favorite would. I like Shah Rukh and I like Salman. But as a friend, I really am very fond of Abhishek. And that's about it. And of course, Ash is a fantastic co-star.
And
So-
before I let all of you go, what are your upcoming projects? We believe that you're also working with Prabhas, so tell us about it. How excited are you to work with him? Because he's a roller coaster, all in the South, especially, and we have seen his kind of work.
I
What
think
is
not
that?
just South anymore.
Yeah, not
After
not just
Bahubali
South.
and Kalki, I think he's everywhere.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
Like, he's
my-
one of the biggest superstars in India right now. We can't talk of him as a Telugu actor anymore.
Yeah, and it's like you were saying earlier, boundaries have really transcended. So any movie that people can connect to, the audiences, it's endless. It's connecting with anyone and everyone is watching.
Yeah.
And social media की वजह से reach भी इतनी हो गई है कि हमें पता है कि कौन सी film से आ रही है, and what are people talking about. So that's been another tool adding to it. That and OTT both. But it's been lovely. It's my because it's a Telugu language film, it'll be a pan-India movie, obviously. But I mean, given the reach that he has, but it's a Telugu language film. It's my first Telugu movie, and it's a very nice genre. It's a बहुत ही अच्छी role है. तो मैं इंतजार कर रही हूँ कि वो भी जल्दी रिलीज हो और आप देख सकें. So I'm excited.
What about you, sir? What are your upcoming projects?
I'm doing a film called Veeradhira Suran, which is half now.
Okay.
And that's it. I take one film
So,
at a time.
anything?
I would love
Writing
to.
multiple scripts for us. He has.
I'm so into that on After Effects. So I'm
At the moment, he's tossing around part 2. But after a few months, he'll be working with
But
something.
would we get to see a sequel to this one? Because I never know.
Yes,
It's already
yes,
crossed
sure.
100 crores, so. Yeah.
Yes.
yeah, sure.
So you know the answer
No,
is
he's
coming.
no, he's told us the
Yeah.
knot also. So I had another knot in mind. No, I think not.
But now I'm changing a little bit
Yeah,
on our.
I'm just hoping this time you don't meet snakes and also.
No, it'll be the
नहीं
same.
वो तो वही होगा. दुनिया तो वही
If
होगी.
there are no
but
snakes, he'll throw in because he likes actors. Take them out of their
he
comfort
doesn't
zone
like
and
us
then-
being comfortable.
Yeah,
He likes us, but he
Yeah.
doesn't like us
We
being
need to use
comfortable.
the scorpion, we didn't use
Yeah.
that. The
You know
scorpion.
what he used to do? He just said, hey, just get 3 scorpions. And 2
Really?
snakes. And then he'll pick up this one, 1 scorpion. Then he'll say, I'm not like, it'll take 10 minutes and the sun will be going down. 10 minutes, they'll bring it. 4 scorpions, a snake. I said, like, so.
That's it. No. It gives everything.
Staying away from you, sir. But lovely chatting with all of you. I'm looking forward to your work. And thank you for telling me who's been your favorite at least. Lovely chatting and looking forward to more of your work, sir.
Thank
Thank
Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much.